Hey everybody! Alright, wow, what a reaction to my last video, instantly get rid of dry skin. I knew putting that up that was definitely, like using tape to remove flaking skin is definitely an unorthodox tip, and that he's not the best solution for your skin or the best thing to do to your skin, but I was not expecting such a crazy reaction from some of you. So basically I just wanted to clear some things up. I started this channel on YouTube to share some of the advice with other women in the YouTube community about things that have worked for me and little tricks and tips that I've picked up, you know, doing makeup and hair and nails and things like that work for me and that I use. And so if I were to tell you, you know, exfoliate your skin and moisturize and that's great for it, well, obviously, like you can find a million other videos on YouTube telling you to exfoliate and moisturize your skin. If I tell you that, I mean, that's boring. That's not telling you anything you didn't know before. So using tape was just a little trick of something that I use and it works for me. So I did want to clear some things up. This is not meant to be an all-over face exfoliation. I mean, I'm not talking about taking tape all over your face and peeling it off. This is for if you have a small patch of flaking dry skin that is not at all irritated, not at all inflamed. It is just dry because sometimes you'll get a small patch of skin that for whatever reason flakes. If you take Scotch tape and put it on there and pull it off, it is not gonna rip your healthy, alive skin off. It will just pick up the flaking skin if you're doing it on only dead flaking skin, not on a pimple that is still healing and is still red, or on skin that is flaking but is sensitive and red. That's not what this is for. This is just for those sporadic dry patches that you get. Scotch tape is barely even sticky. Like, seriously, go take a piece of Scotch tape and feel that. That is not going to peel your good, healthy skin off. This is, I mean, it's barely even sticky, and especially if you do like I suggested and put it on your arm first, okay, that is seriously barely sticky at all. And it will only pick up the flakes of skin that are already dead. And some of you suggested, well, you need to moisturize. Okay, I moisturize like nobody's business. Every time I wash my face, which is only 2 times a day because you're not supposed to overwash it because that will dry out your skin further, but when I do wash my face in the morning, I use Garnier Nutritioniste Moisture Rescue Lotion, which is excellent. It's such a good moisturizing lotion that doesn't make me oily. And at night, I use a very restorative, thick, rich night cream to help restore moisture that I've lost throughout the day. I use moisture renewing toners. I do it all. I drink lots of water. Those are the things that you need to be doing to help prevent dry skin. I'm not saying that, you know, you skip all of that stuff and then when you get dry patches you just tape it all away, and like that's not it at all. Even doing all of those preventative steps, I still get occasional dry spots, and it just happens. Like it was cold a couple of weeks ago up at school and I got this little dry patch right here. It was not irritated, red, inflamed, or anything. All I did was take a little bit of tape, pulled it off, put some healing moisturizer back on, and it was fine. It didn't come back. I didn't get scarring. It didn't cause hyperpigmentation because you're only taking away that dead skin. If you have an issue with dead skin, no amount of moisturization is gonna bring that skin back to life. You can put all the creams on it you want, it's still gonna be flaking skin. You have to either exfoliate or exfoliate somehow to get that skin off, or else just let it naturally fall off on its own, which it's really ugly until it falls off on its own. So, of course, use, you know, a moisturizer. But, you know, what I already described with the tape trick is you have a moisturizer on already. So there already is some sort of barrier between your skin and the tape. You're not ripping off, you know, you're not bleeding, you're not ripping off good skin. All it is seriously picking up the very first layer of that dead skin. And I will will be the first to admit that this is probably not the most ideal thing for your skin. Ideally, you should just let dry skin fall off on its own. But we're vain people. Like, I am not gonna walk around with a big, funky, dry patch on my skin that's flaking off because I've put powder on it. I'm just not gonna do that. And sometimes exfoliators just don't get all of it. But even when I use an exfoliator, I mean, I use occasionally a microderm abrasion at home kit. I have one from L'Oreal that I really enjoy, and that is very abrasive. And that's not something that's supposed to be used all the time. I mean, microderm abrasion kits at home suggest twice a week, and I think that's pretty often, and that can dry your skin out if you do that, if you have sensitive skin. But I would think that that is taking off a lot more healthy skin than a little bit of Scotch tape that is not even that sticky. And you know, as far as it not being ideal for your skin, there are so many things that we do that are not ideal for our skin. I mean, if you have ever laid out in the sun to get a tan, or even worse, been in a tanning bed, if you have ever popped a pimple, if you have ever touched your face without washing your hands first, or used your mascara longer than 3 months, or fallen asleep by accident without washing all your makeup off, these are all things that are not good for our skin or our faces, but they happen. I mean, we do these things because we are vain people. Like, we just do these things, and I don't think that it's the worst thing. I do not have any scarring from this. Like I said, if you have sensitive skin, this is probably not for you, and you know, Scotch tape is not that sticky, and even if it is too much, put it on the back of your hand first, or the back of your arm, and try it. And for the people who were suggesting that that was so gross that you would have tape glue left behind, I don't know what kind of goopy, gross Scotch tape you're using, but Scotch tape is barely even sticky. There is no tape glue left behind. And I'm sure someone will respond to this and say, oh, well, there would be trace elements of tape glue. Okay, well, if you have ever touched your skin without washing your hands first, there are so many things that go in your face, so much bacteria, all of that will go in your face, that I would think is a lot worse than maybe trace remnants of Scotch tape glue left behind, which I don't even think is left behind. And another thing as far as using exfoliators, I really enjoy exfoliators. They really freshen your skin up, but if I am in the middle of doing my makeup and I realize, oh my goodness, you know, right here I have a couple little flakes of skin, or right here I have a couple little flakes of skin, I am not going to wash my face, scrub it with an exfoliator, rinse that off, redo my toner, face serum, day lotion, and then all of the makeup I redid. I'm just not going to do that. I don't have time to do that. So if I find a couple little pieces of dead flaking skin and I take a piece of Scotch tape and they come off on the tape real quickly and then I can get back to doing my makeup, great, I'm going to do that. So, you know, I understand that this probably is not the most ideal thing for your skin, and if if it's not for you, if you have sensitive skin, if you're just grossed out by the idea, then, you know, you don't have to do that, and exfoliators may work great for you, but for me, that's just not always enough. So I just wanted to share something with you that works for me, and that I do, and I don't think it's weird. And you know, I know that tape is not meant for your face, but we use things on our face, or people use things on their face that are not meant for that all the time. I mean, I'm reading on all these beauty blogs and people talk about using Monistat as a foundation primer, or using milk of magnesia for, you know, to absorb oil throughout the day. Like, these things are not meant for your face, but if you find that it works for you and it's not causing a bad reaction, then great, go ahead and do it. I mean, I just suggested it because you already have tape in your house. It is practically free. It's so cheap. You already have it. Yes, peel-off masks are great, but if you don't have that and you have some dry skin, a little piece of Scotch tape works great. So this, I don't mean to rant at all. I just wanted to explain myself a little bit more. So if you still have any questions or anything, feel free to comment. But I just wanted to, you know, let you know that this is just something that I do. It's not necessarily for everyone, but if it works for one other person and they find use in it, then that's great, and then that's what I'm here for. I just wanted to share things, and I enjoy the sharing between women that the YouTube community offers. So that's basically it. I know it was a little bit long, but All right, I hope you have a really great Thanksgiving, and I didn't mean to skeeve any of you out and gross you guys out. So, all right, thanks. Have a good one.